Well, another home along the way on our Oklahoma Horticultural Society's garden tour for connoisseurs is the home of Dr. Robert and Billy Spector. And Billy is here to show us around her garden. And Billy, I understand that when you guys moved here, the place looked a lot different. And I've got a few photographs of the front yard and the backyard here. Can you tell us kind of what it was like back then?
We moved here in 1974, and there was virtually no grass, no trees, no topsoil. It was red clay
Kind of that
with
subsoil,
construction sand
red
on
clay.
top of that. A few grass burrs and Johnson grass, and that was it.
That was the plant life at that time.
That was the plant life.
Well, you guys have certainly done a lot of work, and I see here on the side yard you've got a nice little rock pathway and little patches of cool season grass and lots of plantings. I just love the mix of evergreens and ground covers and just all shapes and sizes and different forms of plants. And then when you get back here to the backyard, it's just kind of like a little woodland wonderland. And again, this was just so flat. You said your sons even played football back here at one time?
Right, there was always a natural slope to this lot, but we planted grass, the kids played football, the Boy Scouts had sleep outs, and that's what it was for about 10 years after we moved here.
Okay, and then you started bringing in some of the trees and shrubs and these big boulders, and started doing all this building back here.
I grew up in South Texas where it was sort of lush foliage everywhere, and when we moved here I kind of had a vision that that's what I wanted this backyard to look like. And it's taken 30 years to get it that way, but this is kind of what I thought it was going to look like.
Well, I just love the intricate paths, the little rock paths, and the different planting areas. There's always a surprise. It's like you can walk around some of these shrubs and there's another little sitting area or something like that. I think it's just spectacular. I love these red caladiums you've got in place here. It gives you a really good splash of color, and you found that those give you quite a bit of color in the shade back here?
Once the trees matured and we had virtually all shade in the backyard, caladiums are really the only other color that we can get back here.
Good choice. Well, I think this is really neat right up here on this little thread leaf Japanese maple. You've got a green form of the plant, and then looks like the nurseryman or whoever grew this grafted a little red branch on there. I at first thought it was a sport, but it's definitely done on purpose. It's grafted right onto the trunk. You saw that and really...
I saw it at a nursery and I thought that would be beautiful right there. Since I have everything green, if I can get just any kind of color like that, I think it's just interesting to see.
Yeah, it just really stands out. Let's take a look at this other area of your property. Billy, I absolutely love what you guys have done to this part of your backyard. I love the multiple levels of the decking and the patios, and I understand you guys had to do some remodeling out here several years ago.
We had a concrete patio, and the sweet gum trees, the roots were cracking the concrete, and we replaced that with wood deck, and the trees can live under the wood deck now.
Yeah, you just built the deck around the trees there. The rainwater just goes right through and waters those roots. Well, I love the canopy you've got here. It gives you a little bit of shading in this part, and all these different seating areas. And I see you've got a number of interesting containers in this garden. Do you put some of those together?
I do. Some I do, some I have done. Once again, because of all the green, container gardening is one way to get a lot of color.
You even get some color from the actual container itself, that blue porcelain. Yeah, great choice. I think you've done a really good job with those. Up here, you got another deck in this area, and I just think this is just a lot of fun to go exploring in your garden, and I'm sure you guys enjoy it when you're entertaining guests. And
we do. We have a lot of seating for entertaining. We can accommodate a lot of people in the 2 or 3 levels, so it works out really well.
Lots of little gathering areas, and it's shaded, and just a pleasant backyard.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for showing us around.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
We hope you enjoyed this video. It's part of our OK Gardening Classics YouTube channel. You can also find more recent videos on our Oklahoma Gardening YouTube channel. And join us on social media for great gardening tips, photos, and discussion.